Hello, this is Partial Hangout here, back with another MP4 file. In this MP4 file, I will be explaining why I stopped playing multiplayer games as I grew older. Keep in mind, I still play multiplayer-based games once in a blue moon, but more often than not, it is with a group of friends, not alone like before. So, let's dive a little into my history playing video games before I get into why I don't play anymore. I started playing games when I was just a toddler. Growing up was primarily Nintendo products like the Wii and GameCube. My two favorite gaming franchises were always Sonic and Mario. They were really cool single player experiences to me. When I got to the age of around 12, 13, I was exposed to Call of Duty, specifically Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 at a family member's house on an Xbox 360. Me and my cousins would battle each other using the game's 4-way split-screen capabilities, a lost art in today's gaming world. This was around the time when I got an Xbox One and obtained Call of Duty for my own console at home. Well, it was some more time passed, but then I got an Xbox One, and I started off with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and man, I loved it. It had a very unique mechanic of being able to double jump and strafe around in the air, leading to some very tense battles. I enjoyed every minute of it. The map and weapon variety was also super amazing. Just lots of things in that game to keep you occupied. In time, I played other COD games like Modern Warfare Remastered, Infinite Warfare, which is another one of my favorites, and Black Ops 4. And let me tell you, I think I became really good at those games. I was a very aggressive player, so I love to use submachine guns for close quarters combat. I just see someone around the corner and bam, they're gone. Soon, Fortnite rolled around then, and yeah, spent over $200 on skins. I think that's all you need to know. Started playing at like season 4, and I mean, like, I completely submerged myself in that game, playing it non-stop with and without friends. Unlike Call of Duty, where I became very attached to the repetitive gameplay loop of getting in a match, getting some kills, and then hopping off, what kept me around for Fortnite was the FOMO, or in other words, fear of missing out. I prided myself in having all the limited skins I could get. And if you know anything about Fortnite, limited time skins is kind of how they make nearly all of their money. Every few months, the game would get a new battle pass, basically a $10 membership, so to speak, that would allow you to get certain rewards upon playing and ranking it up, which would include the limited time skins. Once the pass expired though, because it had an expiration date, a new pass would take its place, and any rewards you missed out on would be gone forever. And I just wanted all the skins. My parents didn't like how much time I was spending on the game though, so they eventually actually had me take a break from it. I missed out on all of the skins that were there while I was not playing, and by the time I got the game back, I just wasn't into getting skins anymore. Just the fact that I didn't keep my streak of getting the limited time battle pass skins going, it's just like, man, what's the point of even playing more? The FOMO spell just wore off on me, and I started to see the game differently. Soon I got a gaming laptop for one of my birthdays, and I started branching out towards single player games on Steam. A trend that is still going to this day. I just now have a gaming computer now, a PC. I was exposed to phenomenal titles like Dark Souls, Doom 2016, Alien Isolation, and many more. And yeah, slowly but surely, I just stopped playing multiplayer games altogether. I think one of the biggest factors for my fallout was just the fact that they're all very repetitive. They often revolve around a singular gameplay loop. Like in COD, to eliminate the enemy team, for example. There may be variations of that game mode in that game, but at its core, the game is still the same. Battle the enemy team, on a map. And yes, I'm aware with Fortnite specifically, now they have creative mode where you can make your own game mode and experiences there. Although I personally have always been a fan of games with more structure, overarching goal with an ending to achieve. But that's a video for another day. Point is, with multiplayer games comes repetitivity. Repetitivity, I hope that's the word. And that is something I started not to like. It's like eating the same food over and over. That's how I view these types of games. And yeah, you can make the argument that you will have different experiences with different matches, different players, different, like, oh, I'm over here one match, I'm over here the next match, and that's true. Although for me personally, that's not enough for me to not start getting bored. With single player games, once you beat them or you do all that the game has to offer, you move on to another. This type of approach toward gaming always keeps kind of things fresh for me, and that's what I prefer. Another aspect that I grew to not like about multiplayer games is how you have to constantly keep up with the meta. Or in other words, keep up with all the current best ways to go about playing the game to have the best chances of success. With a single player game, you just load it up, have some fun, and then hop off. But with a game like COD, again, that's the main multiplayer game I played a lot. And Fortnite too, although I like COD more. You gotta make sure the weapons you use are meta relevant so that you can do well. I just really don't like being forced to play a certain way because it's viable. I just don't. And that's the thing. I'm not the type of person, you might say like, oh, just play casually, just use what you want and have a good time and then hop off. You don't need to play competitively, but that's the thing. If the goal is for me to win, I'm going to try to win, you know what I mean? I don't want to use a garbage weapon and then get slaughtered for it. And yes, I know there's some multiplayer games that are more balanced than others, but generally speaking, there's usually a strong meta, especially in competitive games. And I just don't like being forced to play a certain way. That's basically what it boils down to. And this leads me to my final main point, and it's just the stress to keep playing. Sometimes life gets busy, or sometimes I just don't feel like playing for a few days. And if I stop playing a single player game for a few days, nothing is going to change when I hop back on a week later. I can just pick up right where I left off. Meanwhile, with a multiplayer game, I may be missing out on limited time content. Pretty much all multiplayer games are capitalizing on FOMO mechanics these days to keep players playing, just like Fortnite has successfully done. Limited time battle passes, limited cosmetics, limited events, etc, etc. And I'll probably make another video about live service games. But yeah, that's kind of like a general live serviceness, which is what a lot of these multiplayer games have, is like a general reason why I don't like them, because of the stress to keep playing. Or I would also need to hop on just to keep my skills sharp, or I'm going to lower my rank or let my team down. Like I said, I play games to win, so constantly playing is going to be what I need to do, not only to keep up to date with content, but to make sure my skills are nurtured. And honestly, it just kind of turns me off. Gaming should be a leisure activity that I enjoy, not a job I dread. And like I said, it all just culminates into stress. Unless the multiplayer games have some of like the best gameplay ever for me, or I am playing with friends, I'm likely not going to stick around. But yeah, that's it for today's video. That's why I don't really play multiplayer games too much no more. If you like what I watch, give it a thumbs up. If you want to watch more, give the channel a subscribe. Thanks for watching. Partial Hangout, signing off.